Yo, welcome to another exciting episode of Lost Art. Today we're gonna have a special edition. It's your boy Shot by Blanco here. I'm here with my boy.
Dieglo.
Yo, what's up, Diego? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling.
Diego, I got some footage that I'm about to cut to, but
Yeah.
I saw you doing your thing yesterday, my boy. You was killing it at the art gallery, and where was it at, bro? Talk to the people. Where was it at, bro?
So it was right on Melrose. Right now we're in LA. I'm in LA. Shit, I don't come out here too often, but you know when I do, it was cool, bro. I showcased yesterday with Never Not Networking, NNW, and Never Not Working. My bad.
It's all good.
But yeah, it was cool, man. I got to do my thing yesterday.
Nah, man, I love seeing you in action, man. I think something that I can like really appreciate is that I've met some people out here, like being a recent DC person that moved to LA myself.
Mm-hmm.
I felt good being able to pull up to support your event as like a friend of mine from back home.
Of course.
But then you introduced me to like 5 to 10 people that were from the DMV also that I had never met while living in the DMV, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about that, man. Like what amount of influence does like the DMV have on like your art, who you are as a person? Like tell us more about Dieglo, man.
So, I mean, I was born and raised in the DMV. I'm from Rockville, Maryland, Montgomery County. You know, my mother is from Chile, my father is from Peru, but they raised me in the Montgomery County area. So that's where all my influence comes from, you know, from the way I dress, from the things I paint, from, you know, even the, you know, everything from the other influences, the OGs I have, like they all come from the DMV area, and they're the people I learned from. So, you know, I'm grateful to even go to a new fucking city. You know, I'm in LA right now, and it's just like I get love out here too. So it's exciting to you know be able to kind of come out to a whole new city, all vulnerable, and you know, especially with my art, because my art is very vulnerable for myself, and bringing it to a new space. You know, I don't expect to get the 100% love that I get from the DMV, but I get to come out to LA, and I still got new supporters, but then I also got my DMV folks, and you know they come out to show love, you know, as yourself, bro. So, you know, it's just it's a beautiful, genuine thing, and it's one of the things that keep me in motion, you know.
You know what? Like after we hung out yesterday, as soon as I got in the car before I drove off, I wrote down the word of the year for 2023 for creatives. I feel like is motion. Like I've heard that word thrown around so many different times, like in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
When you define motion, everybody defines it differently. Like for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I work in the media industry, and for a lot of people think that motion is getting that retweet or, you know, going viral and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's knowing, for me personally, it's like knowing how to put out those fires and do like that type of stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like knowing the back end stuff. So like, how do you prepare? How are you preparing yourself for all this buzz when like people do start from all these different markets, start figuring out like, yo, what's up with this guy Diego? Like if you were to say like to all these new people that don't know who you are, what are like 3 words that would like let you think like, you know, these 3 words describe Dieglo? Like what?
Dieglo? Well, for one, man, I consider myself like a diamond, bro. I work best under pressure, and you know, that's how a diamond is created. A diamond is created under pressure. But I don't know. I subconsciously, I like pressure. I like madness, and I don't know, pressure, madness, and I guess love too. Those are all things that like, you know, they create my little trifecta of where my art comes from, and it's just like, you know, it all comes from different places. Like, you know, madness creates my life, and you know, my life creates madness, and it's just like, I create that. I put that into my art, and it's just like I low key. I reach and I thrive for things like that. So it's just like that's where I create my work. My work they start from somewhere. That madness was started, but it's also comes from like the pressure. I like putting myself under pressure. I like I like and I don't like, but
Yeah.
I like the feeling of having to need to do something where it's just like I'm able to put myself, if I have a deadline tomorrow, subconsciously I'll start working the day before the deadline because I like that feeling of anxiety. I like that feeling of this is due in a few hours. And
That's crazy.
it's not good. It's not good, but
Everybody has like their thing, right?
that's
like,
what
everybody
that's
has,
what
like, their thing.
I tell you not, like I feel it in my body, I feel it in my veins, and it's just like that's where I feel like I work the best. I work the best under pressure, and then that's the madness it creates. And but then it goes back to the other side, like I love it because I love it. Those are my three words: love, pressure, and madness. And it's just like that's where I love the pressure and I love the madness that the pressure brings. And it's just like, I love to love too. So it's just like, I'm just a whole big triangle, bro. Like, but those are the three words that I guess make me feel like I'm in motion.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
So real quick, I'm trying to feel this pattern like everybody else does. I always make this joke with my friends about like, you go out and you meet somebody and you start actually getting to know them.
Yeah.
It's probably like one of our longest conversations we've ever had, but I think we can both like appreciate like our stories, where we're from, our journey, the appreciation that we have for it.
Yeah.
So to circle back, threes, am I mistaken? But yesterday when we were talking, you were telling me about, the characters that you develop in your storytelling. I think if at a glance, people probably would think your art is super abstract, right? But if you really look at it, there's a lot of subliminals in there that I notice every single time I see a new piece. I'll call it like a Dieglo whisper, right? So with that being said, I don't know if that's me reading too far into it, but am I mistaken when I say there's three different characters that you've developed through the Dieglo character that you have? So talk to me about that. Like what's up with that?
So I've always been, three's been a very important number to me. Since I started art, I always believed in yes, no, and maybe. So those are my three. So it's like, if I have work, if I create three pieces, there's gonna be three pieces that, yes, they like it, no, they don't like it, and I kinda like it. So that's my depiction of it. But then it goes further than that, and it goes, deeper in for myself. But I have my three pieces where it's just like, everybody knows that, that whole little, what's like a metaphor where it's just like, you got the angel and you got the devil on your side. And they're my choice makers, I got two people, I got three heads. Y'all don't see it right now, I see it. But I got three heads on me, and it's just like, there's Diego, that's like me in the middle, and then I have my angel and my demon, and they're the ones that make my choices and stuff. So it's just like, it's a personal thing, but at the same time, that's where my three characters come from. And they're not characters, they're just extensions of myself. So, you'll see them all throughout my work, and it's just like, they're just my choice makers. They're extensions of what I do, the colors I pick, the images I draw, the eyes I draw, the teeth I draw. Like, they're different pieces, and I design all my tattoos, and they're all over me. I give them their shine, and they're part of me. They're things that I'm comfortable with. They're like, I'm not even trying to be weird and be like they're me. They're me. So it's like, you're not interviewing one person right now. You're interviewing three.
Hey man, I like
so
that.
It's just
man.
like,
at least one thing that I could say about like the things that you're presenting. This is like super authentic, right?
Of course.
Like, I use that word sparingly in life because of how I've seen and learned how you can curate and do all these things.
Absolutely.
And plan all these things out. We had something happen at your show, and where you weren't able to install and do your installation. I think I'm just trying to highlight that as an artist, sometimes things don't go your way, right?
Of course.
So if there's a young Dieglo out there, trying to get started in his art career down somewhere in fucking Montgomery County, Maryland, What words you got for the young Latin boy that's trying to get it?
Man.
What you got for him? Or her?
Him, her, they, them, Latin, Black, Asian, whoever it is, bro. Like, for the young artists out there, bro, one thing I'll tell you right now is like, I've been hungry. I always wanted more and more and more. And that alone being said, as an artist, it's a very uncomfortable feeling to have because you don't know how to say it in words sometimes. But if you want more, it just depends on how much you want it, how hungry you are. Because I'm talking about like, I will make the best out of an ugly situation. I will literally spin the fuck out of any situation. And I will, like, if this iPad isn't working for me right now, I'm gonna move it like this. And if it's still not working for me, I'm gonna move it like this. And if it's still not working for me, I'm gonna move it like that, and then like that. Up until I find to where it's comfortable and it works best for me. So it's just like, you have to spin the situation. And it's just like, if you don't know how to do that, like, learn. Like, and that's, and it's just like, I'm not trying to be aggressive or disrespectful about it, but it's just one of those things where you really just, that goes to see how hungry you are. And, I'm not the perfect person, bro. I be fucking up all the time. I do dumb shit all the time that gets me in trouble.
We all do, man. We all do.
But that's the thing, like, I put myself in ugly situations to learn from them. And for every time I crash, I get out the car and I just jump in a new car.
And just keep on going.
I just keep on going. And then I'm going to crash that bitch. And then I'm going to get a new car.
Just work on not crashing again,
Yeah, of course. That's the goal. That's the goal. But I'm just saying.
That's how passionate you are.
I'm going to keep going, bro. That's my end goal. And if it takes me 10 cars to get to there, I'm going to take 10 cars. And if it takes me 15, 16, I'm going to get a new car every time. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. Talking about, having to start over and stuff. I don't know if there's like public, non-public information, but you told me that, you recently moved to New York.
Yeah.
And, to spare the people the long story, my boy's a super talented artist. New York has the infrastructure, they got the plugs, so anybody out from New York that's looking for a sick, talented brother right here that can do some crazy ass shit, we got my man right here, Dieglo, last thing to close out, man. I don't want to be super long-winded with this conversation because, again, I want to maintain like how authentic it is. So I feel like I'm only bringing up stuff that we haven't already talked about for us just hanging out.
Yeah.
Right. So if there's anyone that you can shout out about, they either like heavily influenced you, like from back home or just in general, that's one phase of it. Right. I'll let you marinate on it. My second thought is you just recently went to Tokyo.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I was in
Japan. So you recently went there.
Yeah.
So I want, before we end off, I'm doing a little checklist, right?
Of course.
I haven't asked you about that.
Yeah.
So then, the last thing is, what can we expect from Dieglo? So like, let's run it back, right?
Okay.
So like, if we're gonna do like crazy jump cut edit right here or something, or put up one of your random art paintings right here, and then put a flame burn here.
Yeah.
No, I'm just talking shit to extend the podcast so we can make our minutes.
Of course.
But
So which one first? The influence?
Yeah, let's start there. So I'll start from there. So ready? 3, 2.
So as for influences, I think it's not even artists. It's people that just motivate me. For starters, my mother. My mother is a big drive for my hunger. It's the reason I want to win. Who pushes me and who kind of keeps me in line and in check. It's my brother, my best friend, Christian. He's one of the people that he's very involved in my art career. So he guides me, coaches me to, make smarter decisions and smarter moves. And then art-wise, I'd have to say fuck, that's a long ass list. You
I
know,
feel that. I feel that.
you know, I got Rolf Stedman, George Kondo, Basquiat. You know, that's an endless thing,
yeah,
man.
That's like
but
a whole other episode.
you know,
Like, how many people does inspire Dieglo?
of course, nah, that's a good, you know, that's a good fucking 100 people.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I love that, man. So being like a student of the game and doing that, I feel like creativity is, you know, it requires being fed by being inspired, right? So like, sometimes I like to go and travel to get inspired again.
Of course.
I know you just recently came back from a trip. Like, tell us about your trip. Where'd you go? Let the people know.
So I just got back from Japan. I was in Japan last week. It was a beautiful trip, man. I had never been to Asia before, so it was definitely a very big culture shock. From the traditions, from the way you're greeted at the airport, the people, the small things like the fucking vending machines had me, you know, fucking shook. But Japan was inspirational. I made a lot of great friends. I went with two very good friends of mine, my man's Mosh Pit and Khan. You know, they had their own group of friends that they knew out there, and I was able to meet a guy that fucking creates clothes, my dog Daiki. You know, that's my Japanese twin right there. You know, this a rapper named Leon, super talented guy out there, and it was incredible, bro. It was just like, you never get to, at least me personally, I was never able to see, like, I had gone state to state, like I've been all over the U.S. and I get to meet creatives from, you know, all over the U.S. and shit, but getting to meet creatives from a completely different country it's like they have a whole different new motion. Like, I'm over here trying to stack my Benjis and shit, and they're over here stacking yen. So it's like even that alone being said, that like it's just a whole new thought process, and it's just like the shit that they know about the States versus the shit that I know about Japan is just like, it's a whole different, you know, feeling. And it's just like, we get to really clear out like, oh, do Americans really like eat cheeseburgers and hot dogs every day? Like, no, we don't fucking eat that shit. But it's just like, it was little shit like that where it's just like, you know.
Like the cultural nuances of it all.
Yeah, right? Bro. So it was like, it was beautiful because I was blessed to fucking be able to experience that. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been to a few countries around the world, but Japan was the one that I had the highest of the highs and I had the lowest of the lows. So like emotionally, like I was able to feel the feeling of being there, and I got to experience, like I said, great fucking situations out there and horrible situations. But it was such an impactful trip that I'm super blessed to have been able to, you know, participate with. And if all goes well, man, I'm gonna be back there really soon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that for you, man.
Hell yeah, bro.
All right, so that leads into like the perfect thing.
Yeah.
You know, and 2023 and beyond, you know, like what can we expect from Dieglo? You know, do you have anything in that iPad we can check out real quick, man? Like,
yeah, bro. Yeah, we got some new stuff, bro. I have, you know, I work a lot of my pieces. They're all physical.
Okay.
But when I'm on a plane per se, I can't do physical work.
Yeah.
So this is my best friend. Right. You know, I'm able to, you know, do my art and shit from here. Where's Procreate? But yeah, this is my newest piece right now. I'll probably send it to you to see, you know. So it's a big ass bumblefuck of a lot of work that I did. You know, it's familiar faces, you know, you got the three-headed Dieglo right here. You know, you got a little bit of everything. And yeah, man, this is the iPad. This is the Dieglo journal right here, you know.
Show it off for the camera.
Hell yeah, you know, it looks like a composition notebook, so when I leave it in the car, no one steals it.
Hey.
Nah, man, but this is my baby right here. This is where I do all my digital planning and stuff like that.
So we're all about community, right?
Of
like
course.
At Up On Game.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that we do is support one another, like as genuine as we can. So for us, seeing what that is, like how important is it for you, to build community within like the art world and like within your people? Like how important is community running?
It's one of the most, personally, it's one of the most important things for me, community, because a lot of my close friends know this. I'm an only child, and not only that though, art, I know a lot of artists, and they don't have to be only children, but knowing the painters that I know, it's not a very social work. You're not, like, yeah, you participate in events and stuff like that, but artists themselves aren't too social. And knowing artists themselves, they speak through their work. So when it comes to community of artists, you just have a bunch of fucking introverts in a building. That's all it really is.
Gotcha.
So it's very important for me as, dealing with other painters, sculptors, musicians, like mainly the more visual art side of it. I know that niche, like I know it like the back of my hand, and I care about the community a lot. So I like trying my hardest to, like, if I meet another creative, like sharing the pieces that I have to share with them, whether it's big or small. I really care about, trying to do that. Like if I was telling my mans right here, Justin, if I see my friends doing wrong, or not wrong, but if I see my friends kind of limiting themselves, like, I'm gonna tell them. And I say that to my creative friends because it's all it really is. It's a big circle, and sometimes not everybody jumps into it immediately, but it's a very big welcoming community, especially being an artist. I don't care if you're a fucking producer, a singer, a fucking painter, a sculptor, boom, da-da. You could be whatever the fuck you are, but it's just, there's a niche, there's a circle, and there's like a welcome room for all of us. And it's just a matter of just putting yourself in that room. Like, are you ready to open the door and walk into that room, or are you just gonna watch from outside in? Because I'm in the room and I like it in the room, and it's like I said, it's one or the other. Are you gonna watch from outside and look at us in the room, or are you gonna come in the room? So, but community is very big, and I love it.
Hey man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being part of my community, guys. This is Lost Art, Up On Game. We're here with our very super fucking talented man, Dieglo from the DMV.
Thank
guys,
you.
Please support this artist. We understand this, man. Without you guys, this artist just, locked in my man's iPad. He needs you to join his NFT click so y'all can get it popping. Anything you got last for the people, man? End it off your own way, bro. However you want. This is for you, bro.
I love y'all. I love my friends. I love my team. I love everybody that makes, shit shake. And, keep fucking shaking so I could keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
Keep my madness up.
I love it, man.
Love.
We out, man.
Love and pressure. Love and pressure.
2, 3 out.
Salud.